Hey, good morning, and welcome to TLC time, and welcome to Harriman State Park. Behind me here are the old buildings that make up the historic part of the park, and I'm in Island Park, Idaho. And in a moment, I'm going to turn the camera around so that you can see what I'm seeing. I've been out here since before daybreak, listening to the elk and the coyotes. And if I'm quiet every now and again, you'll hear the elk bugling. And I want to talk to you today about getting a new job. So the sun is about to rise, and the sun does that every day. And every day you might get up thinking, gosh, I hope today is the day I get a promotion or I get a new job. Well, that just doesn't happen on its own. So I want to give you 3 key steps to getting there. Let's have a look at the scenery while I do that. All right, so number 1 is the resume. So many people drag their feet at keeping their resume updated, which it should be at all times. And that's where you need to start. And so when the sun rises again, will it be the day that you work on your resume? That's the elk you hear in the distance. Make a goal and say that by such and such day, I will have a solid draft to socialize with some other people, get some feedback on, and start there. Having a solid resume that really represents the work that you've been doing and are currently doing is really where you need to start. It drives the other 2 key points. Let me zoom in a little bit and show you the Tetons that are downriver. And I want to do a little plug for Chameleon Resumes. Lisa Rangel, who runs Chameleon Resumes, has been a friend for decades, and she does a spectacular job of simplifying the process for you. She, on her website and on LinkedIn, she gives an awful lot away, a lot of her expertise and that of her team. And if you friend her on LinkedIn or connect with her on LinkedIn, along with thousands of others, you'll be privy to some of those key bits of information that she shares periodically. So I encourage you to do that. So now your resume is all set. When you read everything that represents your work, all that you've been contributing over the years, that's when you start to summarize and create your executive summary. The executive summary is going to serve you in several ways. First, it's going to be the executive summary on your website. On your resume. And then second, a version of that will be on LinkedIn as the About section for you. And then thirdly will be that an elaboration on it will be your elevator pitch. So we'll get to that in a moment, but it really serves you well to tighten that up. And here's how I help clients do that. I ask them a series of questions, such as, what are you most proud of? What have you done in the last decade that you're most proud of and that represents you using your strengths to their fullest potential? And then I'll say, if your peers or your direct reports were here, what would they say about you? What would they say are your greatest contributions and your greatest strengths? So find a way to get beyond your own inhibition about tooting your own horn to really truly summarize well what you're all about. So again, that becomes your executive summary, and then a version of it turns into a little bit more personalized version, turns into your LinkedIn About. You've got to get that right. And your bits of your resume go on there as well. And then this will then lead you to your ability to have a good, solid elevator pitch. You can see that the fog is coming in due to the difference in temperature of the water and the air. It's very cold out here today. So we can no longer see the Tetons, but I guarantee the sun will rise. All right, so we talked about resumes, we talked about your executive summary / elevator pitch, and the third piece is networking. Now, I've talked about this before, and I believe actually that one should be networking at all times, but particularly when you endeavor to get a promotion or to find a new job, which I feel like a lot of people right now are in that in that boat. They're searching, and they're either within their own company or another company. So this networking, now you have your elevator pitch. Now you know what you want to say about yourself and about your accomplishments. Own it, and be able to speak very proudly of who you are, who you've become, what you contribute. When you're networking, you're not networking to say, oh, do you have a job for me? You're networking to ask questions such as, what do you like most about working for such and such company? And what challenges does your organization have? And ask questions that enables the person to talk about themselves, the role that they have, and the organization that they work for. That's you doing a little reconnaissance. And then at the end, without fail, ask, is there anyone else that you would recommend I speak to? That's how you cast a wider net. So I hope this has been helpful for all of you who are looking for a promotion or looking for your next role. Know that the sun will rise again tomorrow, and your ability to make a clear goal each time it does rise and figure out what you're going to do day by day is what will lead you in that direction to getting your ideal position. Best of luck.